So welcome back to Dave Workers channel. Today I want to talk about the SAR 9. This is the SAR, Miami, Florida, made in Turkey, through Miami, Florida. This is the SAR Maz, or their USA SAR Maz. This is a 9mm clear empty safe. No rounds in the mag, obviously. As you can see, we're good to go. I like this gun a lot for two main reasons. One is one of the few guns on the market today that you can function with the safety in place and activated the entire time. I am pulling on the trigger the entire time. Can fully function this, and if you hold down the trigger, since the mag is empty, you hold down the slide reset with the safety engaged and the trigger pulled. If there was a live round in the mag, it would cycle it. So one of the few on the market you can fully function this gun through with the safety on and then take it off and shoot it. I love the fact that it has a kind of a knockoff VP grip on it. It's like a HK VP grip on there. It's really easy and intuitive to throw the mag in this gun. It just feels comfortable. It's just all the way a nice gun. It's got the front serrations for press checks, which I like a lot. It does have this three dot white sights on the rear. So pretty easy to put on there. Pretty intuitive, very comfortable, very form-fitting. It is a full-size pistol. I love this little pedal they put there for your finger to feel the jimping on there as soon as you get in, and the front serrations on the magwell, the trigger housing on the guard. So the trigger guard, that's nice to have that there. Tack rail on the bottom for your lights. This is not RMR cut. I'm pretty sure they do make a series that are RMR cut or E series or whatever they want to call it. This is not that. This is first gen, and I've never had a problem with this gun whatsoever. I mean, it's not a lot of take up there. It's just a little bit of slack, hit the wall, pull through the wall, trigger breaks, reset goes in, take it to there, drop it back in. That's all it is. So today I wanted to show the easy and fast way to get to the firing pin on this. It's very much like a Glock. So you take it apart like a Glock, where you take the firing pin, reset it, get the firing pin to reset, take tension off that, and you pull down on these two levers like you would a Glock, but these are concealed, disguised. So you just pull down on them, let the firing pin through, and it pulls off. That's all it does. And it's just those two little sides, very, very slightly disguised to look like part of the gun, but they are functioning just like a Glock does. Your slide is off, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. You pull your recoil spring out, boom, pull your barrel out, boom. Just like you would any Glock. And I'm pretty sure this one's still pretty clean. I could use a slight rub. I don't know if you guys are seeing that. I could use a slight rub, but that's just, storage grime. Very much like a Glock. You take this. I'm trying to put it where you guys can see this stuff. You see that little bitty pin right there? Let's see if I can highlight that a little bit with an extra pin that I have laying around here. There we go. I do have a pin laying around. So put my flashlight on it, hold it, show you guys that little bitty plastic right there. You pull down on it. All right. I don't know if you guys can see it's traveling down. See it travel down? When it travels down like that, then you pull the back plate off. So I'm going to do this where you guys can't see this with highlights, but you know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to go in here, I'm going to grab that piece of plastic, pull down on it, take it all the way down, and I'm just going to pull back on the back plate here a little bit. Let's get that all the way down. Ow. Well, using the 90 degrees, probably not the best idea. Tell you that for sure. And keep your thumb there. Here's why. Keep your thumb there. I always say this, always say this, and that's what it looks like there. All I did was just pull down on that piece of plastic and push the piece of plastic on the backstop off. Always keep your thumb there, because that right there, that spring you're seeing, that butt piece you're seeing, goes to the extractor on the side here. Goes to the extractor right here on the side, okay? So that spring is what loads that, and that's what throws the casings out of your gun. You lose that and your gun will not function properly. It'll be a semi-automatic to a single action on only. And you're gonna see me wiping my forehead a lot here. I turn the fan off so you guys can hear me, and I am dying of heat. It is 90 degrees here right now. Still keep your thumb there. Capture the firing pin housing, whole unit. Keep your thumb there. Always keep your thumb there. Like when I push mine off, I know you guys can't see it because my big ass fingers, but when I push my back plate off, I always keep my thumb right over there, because as soon as that back plate travels off, this spring right here wants to ping out of the back of the gun, and once you get past the firing pin unit, it wants to ping out of the back of the gun too. So don't want to lose those things. Now some guns, I don't think this is one of them. Gosh, I'm sweating, I'm sorry. Some guns, I don't think this is one of them. When you pull the fire extractor or the extractor spring out and you set it aside, okay, there's sometimes a pin in there. Like Glocks have a pin that is actually made to go into the spring and never come out of the spring, but sometimes it does. You don't want to lose that, so you want to make sure that this is not one of those firearms. This is not one of those firearms. So you pull that out, and then you take your firing spring unit. Fly, get off my leg. Your firing spring or firing pin unit, and you pull that out. Comes out as one whole using unit. Has a nice tongue and groove. It goes into the gun. Only one direction. Okay. Only one direction with that little peg sticking out. Goes in that groove right there and goes down. Only way it works. So you pull that out, and this hasn't been out in a while. I can tell you that right now. It hasn't been out in a while, and it needs some TLC. So I'm gonna take my toothbrush. I love my toothbrushes. They're the best brushes you guys can buy for cheap and easy without buying a gunsmithing kit. And let me address something right now. I've already said it in one previous video, and I don't want to keep hearing the comments. Okay, I really don't want to keep seeing this crap. My channel is not called the Professional Gunsmith Channel. It's not called, hey, I have a professional job and living and I make my living by doing this stuff. It's called the Everyday Worker for a reason. This is not my full-time job. I don't do this for a living. I do know what I am doing. I do know some small things and enough to be dangerous, which means I actually do know what I'm talking about in certain situations, in certain areas. More so than you would think from an average Joe type of standpoint, but take it or leave it for what it's worth. But stop getting on my case about the professional kit. I have a $23 on sale at I think it was Franklin's or Clyde's Armory in Athens that I bought. It was the last case on the shelf. They had it for like $23.76 or some crap like that, and I bought it. It's a full smithing kit. I have all that. I have a full smithing kit for my ARs. I have the full platform smithing kit. Came in a nice black hard case box. The wrenches, the tools, the tensioners, I mean, it was like expensive as all get out, and it was ridiculous. A handgun kit is not that expensive because it does not require that much. I mean, it requires certain specific tools, such as setting trigger springs, sears, and stuff like that. But it's not gauged. It's just tools. Now you want to get the gauges? Yeah, you're talking money. You're talking money then. But you want to just get the tools? That's not that bad. So I'm looking in here. That's pretty good. But I'm going to throw some Rem oil in there. And everybody's like, oh, Rem oil holds dust and dirt. It does. But what you don't realize, it's also very fluid. Very fluid. And then if you just move it around a little bit, like I've got it coming out back on my mat now. I'm shaking this. I'm shaking this. I'm shaking this. I'm taking the majority of all that Rem oil out of there and giving the benefit of the lube in there. Okay. So, I mean, I don't know if you guys can see it. It's kind of sparkly on the side here. So, yeah. So I'm going to wipe that out and make sure I got all that out of there. And then I'm going to take my firing pin unit. I'm going to run it in there, run it out, run it in there, run it out, run it in there, run it out. Just get that Rem oil in there a little bit. Just make it function itself in there. And then to replace this, I just take the firing pin spring back to where it was, back to how it was. I'm going to place that in there. Take my back plate, put it on the correct direction. Obviously the notches in this face down into the pommel or down to where the grip would be. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna start that in the grooves, and then I'm gonna press on this. I know you guys can't see it. I'm gonna make it so you can. I'm gonna press on that circular housing. Okay, I'm just gonna press on that. So I'm gonna do it this way. Right there. I'm just gonna press on it. Start pulling the back plate back. It went over it already. Already went over it. And then I'm gonna use that spring. I'm gonna hold that spring down flat too. Oh. Press over, and then as you can see, it's still hanging up on it a little bit. So I gotta press it just a little bit more, and then that plate will go all the way down. You hear it snap into place? Snapped in place. I set it far enough down. Then all you go from there is you just take your barrel, put it back in like you would any other semi-automatic, Glock or SIG or Smith & Wesson, and make sure you're getting your recoil spring in the right direction. Go back onto your slide, come all the way back to a full rest back. You can lock it if you want, you don't have to, but and then function test, and you're full back in business. So thanks for watching the Daily Workers channel, and you just know how to get to an SAR firing pin and take it apart again. I mean, and then we can take the extractor out later at a different date if we want to talk about it, but that's a graduated pin. It's that little pin right there, and if you take the slide off, you'll see the corresponding pin on this side, and just knock it out with the pin and a punch, or the hammer and a punch, and the right size punch, obviously. And I have those in my kit, and I'll get those out later, I guess. But yeah, no, that's the easiest way to feel basic maintenance on this thing with a pin or a knife. I could do this with a knife, I just don't want to risk it cutting myself or getting cut. You can do this with a knife though. It's not impossible. You can do it without being cut whatsoever. It's not hard. So I mean, you don't have to have a pin at all. You don't have to have a toothbrush at all. You could just have a microfiber rag and make this thing look pretty. So thanks for watching the Daily Workers channel. We'll see you guys in the next video. You guys stay safe.